I've just finished watching the HBO miniseries Chernobyl, and what I saw shocked and appalled me. Every leader should heed the warnings of Chernobyl. Spoilers to follow.
Just lead.
So many of the actions by individuals, corporations and government officials made me so sad for the people that had to report to them. This show should be held up as a manual for what not to do as a leader. Entoli storms into the control room, starting a split shift that was decided on very late in the plan. He's here to perform a safety test that couldn't be completed during the day for various reasons. He's the expert, right? He should be the one to be here, right? No, this is a safety function test. If the people on night shift cannot perform this test, then you have a serious issue. You need to build trust in your team. They need to know that you trust them to make decisions autonomously when you're not there. And when they make the wrong decision, if they'd followed due diligence through their decision-making process, that you'll back them up even though the decision was wrong. Leonid Toptonov, a 24-year-old man who clearly hasn't got the world of experience that some other older team members have. He consults Alexander Akimov, expressing how ill-equipped he is to be able to perform the task that he's been asked of. They pull out the work instruction, which contains handwritten scribble all through it, crossed out lines. When they contact the day shift expert, they are just told to follow every step. Here we have a red flag, using an outdated work instruction to complete a task. This represents an organisational factor where the power plant has let the team member down by not providing them the right equipment to perform the job correctly and safely. We need to provide all the tools we can to our team members to ensure they're able to perform their jobs safely and efficiently. Whether that's as simple as a hard hat for a construction site or ensuring you have the work instruction ready to go for a repetitive task to ensure that it's done efficiently and safely every time. As a leader, it's your role to facilitate the provision of these tools. Either get the money together or get the right people together to make sure this happens. The core explodes in one of the reactors in Chernobyl. Dyatlov gets reports from all around the plant confirming that this has occurred, but Dyatlov believes that he knows better. These reactors don't explode. It is impossible. It has never happened before. Why on earth wouldn't he listen to all the information that he's been given? You are the leader of this operation, not the expert in all things that go on in this department. You need to ensure that you listen to your people and the reports that they're giving you, and then you need to action them appropriately. If you're unsure of any information that you've been given, it's time to get off your ass into the field and just confirm it for yourself. Collect data and build a plan from that data, not what you believe to be reality. The working environment in Chernobyl is not healthy. The failed safety test that ultimately causes the disaster was supposed to be carried out during the day shift. In the office of Victor, the head of the power plant, it is decided to shift the test to the evening due to power requirements required throughout the town and the city. By shifting the time whilst maintaining a lowered output for 10 hours, it put the reactor into an unbalanced chemical position. The reality is, he could have completely rescheduled the test to ensure it was done safely. It is a perceived production pressure that causes Victor to proceed in this way. There is real and perceived production pressure. Real production pressure is the production pressure that a company has on its staff and employees to ensure that it produces what it needs to produce, whether that's tons out the gate for a mine or whether that is producing the latest video game for Rockstar Games. Perceived production pressure comes from the minds of your employees. And this perceived production pressure is when they're going to start making decisions that will lead to shortcuts, whether they are safety or process related shortcuts. This is when things go wrong. If they don't take those shortcuts, the job will be done efficiently and safely. But when they do, sometimes things happen. You need to do everything in your power as a leader to ensure that that perceived production pressure doesn't exist. You need to talk about it frequently, and you need to be aware of how you're talking to your team members and when you're asking for updates on how things are going to ensure that you're not putting any of that production pressure into their mind when it doesn't need to be there. You have a big role to play in whether production pressure exists within your team and whether it doesn't. Your behaviours and attitudes are critical to ensuring perceived production pressure is as low as it can be within your team. Ludmila goes to see her fireman husband in Moscow after he has been taken there for radiation treatment when he was one of the first responders at the disaster of Chernobyl. She's able to sneak and bribe her way into seeing him, and she's told that 30 minutes at any one time maximum and no touching. She, however, does not follow these rules and goes on to spend as much time as she pleases with him. At no point is she told why the rules are in place, and as a result, she loses her baby not long after birth. There is a lack of honesty here in this situation, in which she is not given the why of the greater scenario. Given the full reason of why she shouldn't be spending time with her husband while he's in radiation treatment, may have caused her to make different decisions for herself, and she would have been empowered to make those decisions for herself, rather than going on the advice given without any reasoning behind it. I'm a big advocate for being as honest with your team as you can be, whenever you can be. Why can't they know what the budget is for the department? At least then they know why I say no to the requests that they have. And honesty is the core to my system in honesty and the 4 C's, the way to great leadership. If you've been getting anything at all out of this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, press the like button, leave a comment down below. The subscribe button helps me grow my channel. The like button helps YouTube think that, oh, this is not too bad. And the comments let me talk to you, and I'm able to provide you feedback and advice in the comments below, or react to what you think is good or bad about these videos. Anatoly and Nikolai discuss what a successful test would mean for their careers. Their boss Victor will be promoted to the Kremlin, and then subsequently they too will get promotions. In fact, with a Soviet overtone in this show, and in reality no doubt, most decisions are made and done to enable promotion. Everyone seems more focused on the opinion of their superior rather than those of their subordinates. And this is what I find least desirable about people in leadership positions. Doing anything they can to climb that corporate ladder. Climbing the ladder is what drives them to make poor decisions that directly impact their team. And in the case of Chernobyl, those decisions were fatal. Chernobyl is a great guide as to what not to do as a leader. Furthermore, I reckon these leaders had no idea what the impact of their job title was on the people around them. So that you don't make the same mistake, click here.